From primary school age, I've always been working, since I was in about grade 4. I used to do the paper round right up to grade 7. And then when I went to high school, I started doing the milk round sort of thing. So I've always worked. I realised at probably when I was about 18 or 19 years old that working for someone else was pretty ordinary. Didn't suit me because I hated people telling me what to do all the time, and the money it just wasn't, because I wasn't well educated. I was only getting labouring jobs and that, so decided that it was probably time to try and start working for myself. So started a renovation company, and then I worked in a glass company, and then I had my own glass business, and then from there I opened my own vertical blind business called Factory Direct Blinds, and I ran that for 4 years. I had 10 wholesale outlets.
Didn't know that was you.
Yeah, and then I sold that, so I got rid of that and got into real estate, which I did for 14 years. I had my own real estate company, become a licensed auctioneer, and then after I finished with real estate, I started the Mr. Rental franchise, which I've had now for 5 years. So real estate was, I went through boom times and hard times, but I always done really well out of real estate. It was something that I really liked doing, but towards the end of it I could see that my time in real estate was coming to an end, because the way that the agencies worked, the selling practices worked, that it didn't suit what I wanted to do, and the way I wanted to treat people. So I thought my time's coming up, so I started looking around for something else, and to get into Mr. Rental, I was looking around with a guy called Steve Finn from Finn Franchising. He used to be a franchisee actually, and he showed me a number of businesses, and then he showed me this one, and I'd done the numbers and I thought, who would rent? Nobody rents, and everyone said, who would rent? That's a stupid business. But I kept looking at it and going, it looks all right, there was something about it that just kept drawing me back to it. So I went up to Perth and had a couple of look at a couple other stores, Fremantle and Rockingham, and I think I might have actually gone and looked at Steve's as well. And I came back and I thought, I really like that. And I had a really good job in real estate at that time. I was earning pretty big money, and Bron's going, yeah, you got a good job, just be happy. And I said, nah, there's no future in that job, I can see it ending. So I sort of thought about it, and I decided to fly over and meet Glen and Carrion, and that was probably the real turning point, because if I liked them I was going to buy the business. If I didn't like them, then I was just flying back home, and that was that. And they were just so genuine and down to earth people that they won me over first crack. We only spent about an hour or so together, and I went, no, they're great. So there was no problem, and the rest is history.
And there is something about Glen and Carrion, and I know you. Do you think there was something, because I always say that I think for me, when I look from the outside of Mr. Rental, that it's that family value that underlies Glen and Carrion, and I know that that's a big thing for you as well. Did you find that was a real connection? Yeah,
I think so, and there was no bullshit about them, I suppose. They're really down to earth, straight people, and you could just tell. Some people you just know straight away that there's no crap. They're just nice people, and what they tell you is factual, and we just click straight away, and are still friends. When sometimes when you do go into business with people, even as franchise or franchisee, that relationship can get strained a bit, but it hasn't with us. The times that we've been away with Mr. Rental and on different product meetings and that, we sit down and have a beer together and go out together, and it's a good relationship, and I've got a lot of respect for both Glen and Carrion, and I think that helps. We're very respectful of what they've done and what they've created, and given us the opportunity. They still gave us an opportunity. We took it, but they created that opportunity. So.
I know in my conversations with Glen, one of the things he said to me was that he started the business to provide for his family, and his greatest reward now is that it doesn't just provide for his family, how many other people's families it provides for.
Yep.
He was able to create something that meant it helped other people?
Yep, that's right. And I think we think the same as a business owner too, because I've got 6 people employed here, and I'm very proud that I've got 6 people employed. There's 6 people that are making money out of this business, other than ourselves. And that's a good thing. People ask me about the business. I've got 6 people employed. They go, 6 people? Okay, yeah, that's how busy it is. And yeah, it's a good business, and there's plenty of work, so that's...
When you were looking around for businesses, was there anything in particular in your mind you were looking for? Was there something you personally wanted when you were looking?
I was looking for something different, I think. I've been in sales all the time. It's always been, you got to sell this week to eat next week. And real estate was a prime example. You sell something one week and it'd be 3 months before you got paid. So you had to keep that cycle going. If the cycle stopped, so did your money. So you had to be really careful all the time. So I was looking for something just slightly different, something that was exciting, because I get bored really easy. I'm a true Gemini, and something that I thought would see me through to retirement or something like that. And when I saw this model, it reminded me a fair bit of a real estate rent roll, where once you've got 100 houses out to rent, you can live off that income and just maintain those, where this was similar. Once you got out so many appliances, it just kept on feeding you all the time, you know. So it was just a matter then of maintaining those clients and slowly building your client base up. So it had that that good feel about it, that if I could get this to 1,000 units, which was back when I started, the dream was 1,000 units, and I think we've all passed that now. You knew that you had a great successful business that was going to take care of you for a long time.
So why do you think you've been so successful?
I think we're successful because we've got the right people around us, we've got the right team. We've worked really hard on our team, and the way they take ownership of their part of the business. So if the mobile rep sees a problem, he fixes his area. You know, he looks after being mobile rep. Storeman looks after being storeman. Yes, we've got a manager in place that oversees them all, but they've all got their own little bit of ownership. So I think that helps. Once you give someone that sort of responsibility in your business, you actually see them pick up a little bit, lift and get to that level, and they're all very proud of that, you know, that I trust them 100%. And it all started with, they'd come and ask me a question, so what would you do? I'd do this. And I said, why are you asking me? Oh, I thought you'd want to know. And I said, well, you're in charge of that section. If you make a mistake and it doesn't work, don't make it twice, you know. But definitely our people is a big part of our business, there's no doubt about that. Also, I think we've been very strong on our marketing and following the system from day one and not trying to change the system, which everybody, you hear it all the time, but it's actually true. We've got a great system. We bought a system. I've had a lot of businesses and I bought a franchise purely because it did have a system, a proven system that I could see. So we've followed that, and we've really, I think we've spent a fair bit more marketing than some of the other franchisees as well, which I think has worked really well for us. And we continue to, look, with our new sign out the front, you know, that's a new marketing thing just that we've created this last month, and it's already shown great returns, you know. So I think they're probably the 2 main reasons that we've been able to jump up the list so quickly.
I think also you were saying before we started that, you know, you loved that marketing, and even when you were talking about the sign out the front, I loved the fact that, you know, you could change the sign around, you know, that you could change the offer, and that you actually had 3 parts to the offer. It wasn't just a single thing. Yep. You know, what is it about that you love, you know, getting your teeth into? Is it that creative side of marketing?
Yeah, possibly. I think it's just can be a little bit exciting trying to make that phone ring, come up with new ideas, and then see them get out there. And when the phone starts ringing, the guys get really excited when a marketing idea comes off. You know, it's like, oh, that's a great idea. That's really working well. You know, we've just about run out of gaming consoles from that flyer. And everyone gets a buzz from it, you know, because we're all KPI orientated, I suppose, and we're all trying to do really well, make our store as successful as we can. And the sign was just part of that. It's, we decided we had to create this sign, but if we were changing it all the time, how much was it going to cost. So by doing it in 3 parts, the name of the item that we were putting out, gaming console or treadmill, the price, and a slogan like have it today, or free delivery, or something like that, we could change, keep that cost down and change the message every week, every month, whatever we wanted to do at the right rate, you know. And the good thing about this business and owning it yourself, you can be flexible and change those things as often as you want, often as you need. So if you run out of something, change the message quickly to something else, you know, don't leave it up there. So, and that's something our opposition can't. They're bound by their whatever they put in place for the next 60 or 90 days. That's all they can do. So if they advertise TVs for $19.95 and I can do the same, I can whack it up there as well. And I pinch their advertising space, really. Well, I'm using their advertising to boost my business, because it's amazing how many of our customers get us mixed up.
Okay.
And I was talking to some old people in the pool the other day, and they said, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" So I'm Mr. Rental. "Oh, you're the guy that does the no credit checks." No, but that'll do. So you can see how people they do mix it up, and our customers are the same. They get us mixed up with radios and vice versa. So
I think what you were saying too, that is actually a bit more uncommon in business, is that how excited your team are getting with the, you know, when you create that energy where the team gets excited as well. And I think that comes back to the fact that you've empowered them to take some ownership.
Yeah, I think it's a team business. And if you all don't work as a team, it won't work. So they do encourage each other to get things delivered on time, and to make promotions work and answer the phone. We had a bit of a thing where we reckon every phone call is worth $1,500 to us. So if and we calculated that out on the board, and so that the team members can see every time they answer that phone, and someone rings up out of fridge and they just give them the short answer and don't follow the script, they probably blew $1,500 for the company. And $1,500 goes a long way to paying bonuses and getting a wage increase and parties that we have or whatever else. And obviously the more customers they convert, the more chance they've got of getting some sort of reward as well. And it's the same with the guys delivering. You know, the better you deliver a product and explain it and make that person like you and give them the little chocolates at the end, the better chance it is that they're going to tell someone else. So they're going to ring, make the phone ring, convert, and the circle keeps going, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
you did speak before that, you know, you've got a good relationship with Glen and Carrion. How important do you think that is as a franchisee to maintain that relationship with the franchisor, not just Glen and Carrion, but the entire head office team?
I think it's very important. We're all in here for business. They're there for business as well. And every now and then things aren't going to go your way or vice versa, and you're going to have a hissy fit or something. But you've got to get over it's business. So you've got to get over that. And someone's about to come in our front door. No, keep going. Sorry. You got to get over that and work it out. So you just got to keep those doors open and keep communicating when something does go wrong, and get it right. And you can't take it personally. You know, we all have times where we think that we've been hard done by the head office or franchisor or whatever, or one of their management team. But normally once you sit down and talk to them about it, you can resolve it pretty easily. And that's probably our biggest problem in all shapes of life, is the communication breakdown. People don't communicate enough, and then it just all builds up and you blow your stack, you know, instead of just talking through it and working it out. That relationship is very important. It's good to have a healthy relationship. It's good for your business and it's good for them, you know. So, yeah.
I also know that in Mr. Rental, the franchisees get together a lot. And
yep.
How do you find that valuable for you to actually communicate with the other franchisees?
I think it's, again, a very important part of it, because we do a few phone link-ups every now and then, but in all honesty, I get more out of driving to Perth for 2.5 hours to meet the other guys. You tend to spend more time talking about your business, what's worked for you, and you only have to walk away with one idea and it's been worthwhile driving up there. With a phone link up, you tend to cut it off really quick. You just say what you have to say, and everybody's out of there. Where when you're face to face, you do seem to spend a lot more time talking and chatting, and you just find out all these different things that they've done. You go, oh, that'd work in my business, and vice versa. I know those guys have got a lot off of me with my marketing and different bits and pieces that I've done that they can take away and try. And a lot of us share the same experiences. Like you might be having trouble in one area, and you're going, oh, this bad customer here doing this and that. Oh, well, we done this and that. Oh, that's great. Never thought of that. And you just share ideas, Saves you all going down that road of pain trying to work something out when someone's already done it. So the sharing of knowledge, I suppose, is pretty big between franchisees, and a definite benefit of being in a franchise business.
I always say that, like when you're in a franchise group and you're going to a training or a conference, you're probably going to learn more at lunchtime and at the bar afterwards than in the actual sessions. They're just to open up the conversation. Yeah,
you're definitely right there. I think conferences are always very... you always get a fair bit of knowledge out of those, and it's good to speak to other people right around Australia and New Zealand to see what they're doing and how they're creating phone calls and how they're handling their arrears and different issues they've got compared to us, So, they're always good to catch up with the guys at the bar, especially the bar. That opens the tongues probably a bit more than anything.
I always find that. When you look at your business, what areas do you really like to focus on to make sure it's successful?
I always believe there's one area that will always make our business strong, and it's making the phone ring. Because the way I have my team, if I can get the phone to ring 100 times, I know we're going to convert 68% of those customers. Out of those 68% of those customers, they're going to take 3.2 items each, and they're also going to probably refer at least 2 people to me. So by just making, and if I can make that phone ring 120 times, we're still going to convert 68% of those people, because that's our conversion rate. That's the worst we do. We'll always be at 68 to 72%, and it just, the business just grows and grows from that. There's obviously a lot more to the business than just making the phone ring, but we know if we can keep the phone ringing, everything else will take care of itself. And then we'll have people very strong in arrears and making sure that we're getting paid on time and stuff like that. Our equipment is very well looked after at the back, and we always make sure we deliver same day, every day. If you ring today, you get it today. So our customer service is extremely high, and you could ask any of my guys here today, if you ring up tonight at 5 to 5, would you deliver me a fridge? And they'll go yes. And they always have. We've done that from day one. That I pay overtime, and customer, if they've got the money today, they must get it today. The customer service is the biggest thing in anything, and that's one of our strong points, I think.
And that's amazing when you think how many people, are always talking about having team members that are the clock watchers, like it's 5 to 5, I'm going to finish. That's such a different culture in your business.
Absolutely. No, it's got to be, and it has been for every team member. It's one of the first things they learn here. If a customer wants it today, you must get it for them today. And that's what it's all about. It's our biggest point over our opposition, is that they can't deliver same day, very seldom. Where we can deliver same day every day. There's no reason why we can't, and that's why we got 2 vehicles. That's why we got 6 people working here. You've got to give customer service and treat everyone with the best respect you can, So, and you'll find they just keep coming back if you do that.
It's funny because I always say I've never met a business owner that's knowing their numbers to the level that I would expect them until right now. Like most people don't know their numbers, but it's amazing if you focus on your numbers, just how predictable your business can become. Yeah, yep.
Well, you can look over ours over 5 years, and it's not hard to work out, those sort of things. I don't think it is anyhow. And it was really interesting when we done the numbers on what a phone call was worth, and we sat there on the board and did it. And I had a team member a few years ago, it's not with us anymore, that was very abrupt on the phone, so we had to change that. And we sat down, done the numbers thing, and she realised that she was blowing $1,500 every time, and she either had to change her attitude or stop answering the phone because I wasn't going to allow it anymore. And it changed the whole mindset. She really did change straight away. Didn't realise that she was wasting $1,500 every time she got that call.
Because you wouldn't think that a phone call is $1,500 until you actually work it out. You know, I just
You work it
wonder
out.
how many other businesses, if they actually worked out how much a phone call was worth, if they would treat it a little bit differently.
Yeah, well, I think if the owner of it did it, he would be empowering his staff pretty quickly to go, hey, this score's worth $1,500, you know, do it. And it's quite interesting when you sort of wait till people have been in the business for a few months and then go through that exercise with them. They all go, oh, didn't realise it was worth that much. Yeah. And I still do it today with new people. I wait till they've been here a little while and then go, and I just wait till they answer the phone and they're a little bit short with someone, or they finish the conversation off a bit quicker than I thought they should have, and then go through the $1,500 scenario.
Yeah.
And they just really changes them, you know. So
over the last 5 years, I know Mr. Rental has quite a focus on it. What sort of ongoing training and education have you done to really improve your skills?
Mine personally?
Yeah.
I've just done the diploma in franchising, just completed that. Yeah, just completed about a month ago. And we've done all the Mr. Rental training that they've put up, including yourself, which has been very good. We actually found the training really good. The whole of the franchise network like the training, and they like the concept and the way that they're doing it. I think it's something that a lot of our guys really needed. You find a lot of Mr. Rental people have never owned a business before, which is really funny, but I have noticed that. I've owned several, so I'm pretty well been self-trained for a number of years now, because it was the only way I was going to get anywhere was by getting out there and doing it. I didn't do it at school, so I thought I'd make up for it now. So the training sessions are very well liked by the franchisees and us personally, and I like the team training for our team members as well. I think they get a lot out of it, and it makes them feel good that they're actually being supplied training. So they don't see it as, oh, good, I could get training. It's like, oh, beauty, we're going to training, you know, I wonder what we'll learn today. And they come back, whoever we send, they come back and they sit here for an hour saying, oh, I learnt this, or let's try this, and whatever they bring back, we let them try it, whatever way they want to do it. Even if personally go, all right, we always let them do it, because that just builds it up a lot better for them, you know. They come back with all these great ideas, and that sort of empowers them again if you let them do them, and especially when they get a result from them, or their mindset's good because it's working, you know, in their mind. They've already convinced themselves that this is the way to do it. So we would never try and change that. It's good once you get them in that right mindset.
And you can see that, like for me personally, when your guys are in the room, I can see that level of ownership that they take.
Yeah.
And you can see, and like Michael was just at franchise training, and you know, and he really stepped up.
Yeah.
You know, really stepped up, and I think too they value it. Like they know that they're coming, and they know that it's a privilege, not just something, oh, we get this. They know it's a real privilege, and they take that ownership of it.
Yeah, well, Des and Michael are probably our two highest guys here, and they were both very keen to get to that training session, so, which was good, you know, because Des is pretty busy, and I would have thought that he might have been the one who said, well, I'll send two other guys, you know, because I'm busy here. But no, they all value the training, and they're getting a lot out of it, which is good. And again today they'll come back here and talk about what they've learnt yesterday from you and the other team members. So.
And do you think that's because you lead by example? Because I know that even when you're in a training, even though, you know, like, come on, you won Franchisee of the Year, you know, you've been around for 5 years, and you have had lots of businesses, which is actually not uncommon in franchise groups for people to come in who haven't had a business before. But what I notice in franchise groups, people who have had a business before usually become multi-franchisees. They own multiple stores. Yeah. But I think whenever you're sitting in a training, you're always engaged and looking for something new. So do you think that's a real leading by example?
Yeah, possibly could be. I've never really looked at it like that, but they know that, well, obviously I like training because I keep doing my own stuff, and I still keep all my real estate training up as well, so I'm always doing courses. So, and it's something, as I said, at school you couldn't get me to do anything, and now I'm making up for lost time. And I've done a diploma in real estate now. I've done the diploma in small business, and purely it was just that opportunity to learn more about my business. And I found the diploma in franchising was really based well around the Mr. Rental model, the stuff that they picked out, and there was stuff there that I went, I already half knew it, or I did know it, but it was just brought it all back to the top where going, we haven't been doing that, or that's a better way of looking at this. But yeah, the training is very important for the staff, and I think for yourself as well. There's always, you're never too old to learn, and you want to try and get as much of it as you can. And as I said before, even just with meeting people, if you come back with one good idea, it's been worth it. You come back with two, mate, you've had a good run. And sometimes you come back with half a dozen, and yeah, it can just change your mindset again about how you're doing things or the way you're looking at things. So, yeah.
I know that you do a lot of things in the community and also for a lot of charity organisations. What's your drive behind that, and who do you work with?
The main one we do is the Leukemia Foundation, and our drive behind that is probably losing a couple of friends to it, but I think it rubbed off on Glen and Carrion again. When we joined Mr. Rental, we were told that we want you to do stuff for the community and stuff, and we've probably never had the opportunity before in the way that we have with the Mr. Rental business. We sort of went to the left a little bit. Mr. Rentals mainly do the Cancer Foundation, well we went to the Leukemia Foundation, and it's a they get no government support at all. So we've gone down that line, and we've been helping them for 5 years now. And the lady here is a bit infectious. When you meet her, Deb Wilkins, she's just the nicest person. So we do whatever we can to help them. Every year we have our big fundraiser, and we store the stuff. We set it up for them. We pull it down for them. They trust us that much. They gave us all the money to take home the other night because they had nowhere to put it. She was scared of taking it home, so we took all the money back to our house. I thought, okay, so obviously trust me. I was the ambassador for them last year too, which was a real privilege. That was probably one of my highlights of anything I've done for charity. And made a couple of speeches at the night, which was really good, and it was a great honour. We also do stuff for just about, if anyone rang up and said, well, we're doing this for this charity and we need a freezer for the weekend to put ice creams in, or a TV, or what, we always do those for nothing. Schools or sporting clubs, whatever. We also do a lot for Give Me 5 for Kids, which is run by Radio West here for Princess Margaret Hospital. We've been involved with them for a couple of years now, and we always donate auction items and go to their nights and give money and whatever else. And the radio station are really good, they give us a lot of extra stuff, which we don't ask for, but the promotion out of that Give Me 5 for Kids for us is quite high, and it lets the community know, but more importantly, it lets our staff know that we're putting in, and we're always, as long as we've got the opportunity and our window of opportunity to help charities is here, we'll just keep doing it. Also, I'm on the committee for the Leisure Leisure Centre, which is the out Australian, it's their pool and recreation ground, so we run all the budgets on that. I'm a Justice of the Peace, so I do a lot with the police and local community. They come in here signing papers and bits and pieces. And I'm the president of Bumbry Young Voices, which is a group of 45 children that are all sensational singers that we're promoting all around WA, and hope to take them over east next year. So that takes up a bit of time as well. So.
When you're ready to come over east, sure we can do some stuff to help you out there.
Yeah, they're a great bunch of kids. They really do sing really well. And I got them on telethon this year, which is a fundraiser for all WA Princess Margaret Hospital and that again. But it's from Bumbry, we have to leave at 5:45 in the morning to get up there to sing one song, sit around the audience for a while, but it's for the kids, and it'll cost us a couple of grand out of our kitty, but it's not about money for us. It's about exposure for the kids, getting them out there, giving them that experience so that they can go on and do bigger and better things themselves. And even if they don't do anything musical, they've got that experience of performing in front of crowds. So when they come for an interview like this, they'll speak really nice because they're not scared. So it's all about just giving them those experiences all the time and watching them grow. But yeah, they're a good bunch of kids.
So what do you think's been the number one thing you've learnt over the last 5 years in Mr. Rental that's really helped you move forward? Still, the number one reason that we've gone forward is our empowering of our staff, and I still believe that's probably the number one thing that we've done is empower them and trust them and step away. The hardest thing about empowering your staff is actually letting them do the job, because I can always do it better. Just ask me. But now I've been told that I'm not allowed to do this, I'm not allowed to do that, because all I do is stuff everybody up because they do it better. So learning that's actually step away and start working on the business and not in it, which is, I remember hearing this saying 4 years ago and I'm going, what? And now I'm at that point where now I've stepped away and I just work on making the phone ring and other network stuff and let these guys do the day-to-day running. I actually can't even do some of the stuff I used to do before because the systems have changed so much. And I go, oh, how do you turn Kyra on? How do you find this now? And they go, really, and you own the place? No. But it's the hardest thing is, even now I walk out the back and they're cleaning something. I said, oh, shouldn't you be doing like this? And they just look at me, go back to the office. Because they actually have got total control, and it's always hard to let go of whatever you do, So I think that was probably our number one thing, was once we learnt to step back and let these guys run it because they know what they're doing, and that's why I employed them. I trusted them and employed them, but I wasn't letting go. So once I learnt that, my whole life has changed, and I don't have that pressure of having to be here anymore. I can come to Perth or go over east for 2 weeks and I don't get a phone call. Not a phone call. They will not ring me because they can run it as good as I can run it. It's funny because yesterday I actually said to Des, because it was the first time I'd met Des, and he said, I said to him, what's the number one thing you love about working Bumbry store? And he said, I just love that Mick just gets out of the way and lets us do it. Like, he just trusts us and we get in there and we don't need him there, and he just trusts us to go and get the job done. And to think that's the number one thing that they like. Like, you think most employees would be, like, I get paid or it's fun or whatever, but it was more like, oh no, I'm trusted. Yeah.
No, they are. And I trust a lot of them 100%. And I think that's key to it. And I got, when I first employed Des and he started taking over the bits and pieces and that, and I said to him, look, if I get in the way, just yell at me, because otherwise I'll keep doing it. I've got a bad habit of, oh, that's a special, we'll buy 8 of those, and I just buy them and walk off. And then they go, where did these come from? Where's the order? Bloody Mick. So now we've totally handed it over to those guys, and they've got total control, and we trust them 100%. We know they're going to do a good job, and we just do our normal oversee checks, and I catch up with Des a couple of times a week and just go through what's happening. But pretty well, he's running the show a lot. Well, they're all running their own part of the show and reporting to him. It's a good setup.
So, you won Franchisee of the Year, and how did that actually make you feel? Like, I know that it's... Yeah,
no, it was huge. It was it's something that actually, I always get in trouble because I don't talk about winning that much. I think half people around here wouldn't know. But it was probably one of the proudest things in business that I've done, for sure. It was the first time I went for it. I'll tell you how I come to do this, because it's a story in itself. The first time I got asked to go for Franchisee of the Year, I thought I had pretty good business. I was probably a little bit ahead of myself, but we were booming along. So I I went along and done all the preparation, done all the questions, said, how do you deliver a fridge? Oh, I put it in the back and do that. And, you know, didn't really go through those long, oh, well, when we get a fridge, we mark it up, we do this, we do that, we do that, we do that, then we deliver it, then we give them chocolates. My answers are like that. Anyhow, we went up to their night, and we didn't crack a mention. Not a mention. Another Mr. Rental store that we knew were 4 times as good as they had. They got equal second or something. And I'm going, how did that happen, you know? And from that, we sort of, next year we decided that we're going to go for it again, and we really sat down and analysed our business. By filling all that stuff out, you really do see your weaknesses. Because when they ask you these questions, you go, okay, well, actually, we don't do that very good, do we? So the next year we were able to, as soon as that finished, we started putting things in place to make our business a lot better. And I taught myself to answer things properly instead of how I know how I deliver a fridge, but you don't know how I deliver a fridge. So I had to do it so that you knew how I delivered the fridge and how exceptional our service was. So the next year we went through the process again, and I looked at the final product and it was like a book, and I'm going, but I was happy with it. I thought, that's our best effort, that's our business to a T. Everyone should be able to read that and go, yep, I know exactly what he's doing. And we won the state award, and we won small business awards for Bumbry, for community and franchisee year, and then we won the regional WA small business award as well, but we didn't win the Australian award. So that was it. I wasn't going to do it. You know, there was a lot of work putting these things together, and again, I got a lot out of it. I probably got more out of the second year than I did the first year. And it was about a week before the cut-off, and Jody phoned me and said, you got to put in for this award again this year. And I'm going, no, I don't know, I haven't got the time, you know. And then I went, yep, rightio, bang, off I went again. Yeah, so the last year, the year that we won it, we really sat down and expanded what we'd done. I spent the next week or two just doing it a whole lot, you know, and making it perfect. And we'd reinvented ourselves a bit, because over those first 2 years, we just kept implementing things. Every time I found the weakness, we'd implement it and change it. And we also done a lot of charity stuff. That's when we really kicked in. We used to do Leukemia Foundation, but then we broadened it and we did a lot of other stuff, and it sort of boosted where we were in that area. So that year we won the WA one, and then obviously won the Australian one. But I think it all came about that first year of going up there and not cracking a mention. That what really brought out the, hang on, that's not good enough. I want a part of this. But out of all those things, you really do learn a lot about your business, and just by simply doing it, you will learn things that you're not doing properly. And if you really start looking at it and changing stuff, you will create a better business just by being in those awards and in the process. And the thing I say to people that ask me about it is, you should never give up if you don't win the first time. Have a look, because you're doing something wrong. Change your business so you can win, or put your business in the best possible position to win. You know, winning's not everything. That's great. Don't worry about that. But I was pretty happy the years that I didn't win it as well. You know, so but we did. That did help us create a better business and a better understanding of our business, probably, because there was questions they were asking me, and I'm going, don't know about that. So I really had to start looking at the business in a different way, and what I was doing wrong, or, well, you know, how I could improve it, I suppose. But that last award, definitely highlight. Yeah.
And it was good too, because not only did you win, but so did Glen and Carrion as well the same year. That was massive. It was, and we had a few red wines over that, I can tell you. But yeah, I think we thought that for both of us to win would be near on impossible. They probably wouldn't have it that a franchisor and franchisee of the same company would win. So I think that was a real big bonus. And it's been good for our network, because it's given us a bit more exposure as well. And people can see that the
the brand is good. You know, it's the franchisor of the year and the franchisee of the year. So these guys are doing something right.
Absolutely. So, would you have any other hints or tips for other franchisees for them to do better?
I still think it gets down to following the system and learning from your peers, and you're never too smart to learn more stuff. You know, like I don't think because I won Franchisee of the Year that I can't learn from my other guys, because I learn from them all the time. And there's a lot of smart franchisees in our group that it's great just to sit back and listen. I do a lot of listening. I don't talk a lot when I'm amongst franchisees, and people comment on that quite often. Why don't you talk more? I said, well, I'm too busy listening, because we're going to pick up a couple of things to improve my business, and I'm happy. And the good thing about our franchise network is we do share. We're not in competition with each other. So for me to help you get your business to another level is good for me as well. The bigger the network, the bigger we all are, the more our businesses are worth, the more calls we get, the more brand awareness we got. So just that sharing factor is good, and it's something that we all should keep concentrating on.
So where to here, from here?
We're going to open a store in Geraldton. Yep, so that's we're going to become a multi-franchisee, and I do have visions of owning a Perth store in the next 3 years as well. Whether that'll happen or not, I'm not quite sure. We'll see how Geraldton goes, but I'm pretty sure it will. I'm pretty sure we'll end up with 3 or 4 stores.
Fantastic. Thank you. Unless you've got anything else to add. That was
no,
fantastic.
thank you.